environment, be gentle to animals, and then don't shift responsibility and blame. So those are some of the 25.
They're remarkable rules.
They are good. They're very simple. I don't think they're novel. People will say, well, I've heard this. But if you stop to think about just one and all the different dynamics that can be applied to it, an individual, one-on-one, in a group, at the Fenway, rush hour, in your car, standing online at Starbucks, and just dealing with so many things that challenge us in our everyday life, but doing it mindfully. It's something that helps us all get along better, and if we all get along a little bit better, incidents of negativity at its extreme, which turns into some sort of violence, or just spoiling a person's day, or interfering, noise, all of those negative what we call antisocial behaviors. Mm-hmm. And really, it's tough enough getting around in a city and living in a city. We've got our economics, we've got our all sorts of other historical issues and problems and tensions and burdens. We've got that, big stuff. Mm-hmm. But this little individual practice, and it also gets towards a collective responsibility. I see. And there's all these words we use so freely, community. It sort of starts with just sort of being nice to people. I know I'm going on and on, but I've just got to tell me when we can, when I have the opportunity to show off some of the fine thoughts my students have shared with me.
We're quite ready to do that.
Are we ready to do
yes,
that?
Please do.
Okay. So what I did this time around, I mean, it's wonderful. What we're missing out on here is you're just having it come from me. It would be wonderful to have some students around. And first question is, why teach this course to a bunch of music students? They don't need it. They're musicians. They want to learn their harmony. They want to learn their counterpoint. They want to do their arranging. They want to get out. And the reason it's important, well, the students tell me the reason it's important to them. At first, they're troubadours. They're going to take their music, a universal language, and spread it around the world. Mm-hmm. They see themselves as global citizens. Out of necessity, they're going to be traveling a whole lot. And they're going to be in more cities than not. So they need to know how to get around in all types of cities and countries that are not of their culture.
That's right.
They have to know this is part of their training.
Of course.
And that's not to say that all the students in my class are American. In fact, there's a large international group that comes all the time to class, and boy, we learn from them. And so there's a sharing of different perspectives, which is also quite wonderful. So what I did this time around, and I've got 2 sheets to read, so I have one to share with you.
Thank you so much.
Is I asked the students after they read this book, and this was written, I think, in '97, and he does lecture extensively about it, but I said, why don't you update it? Because what's not in Choosing Civility with the 25 is a specific reference to this day and age of high tech and young people and young students and young music students' life, They really are wired. So I had them write a little bit for me on civility and give in their own words, and also in terms of technology in this high tech. And so let me just read you a couple of those first. Here's a positive one. It says, know what you're talking about. Research it. It's not that hard to do when almost everyone has a smartphone or a computer. Refrain from speaking loudly on your cell phone in a public place. There's another one. Here's something I found very interesting. Emails and text should not replace handwritten letters. Handwritten letters are filled with character and to have a great deal more soul. These are coming from 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds, okay?
They're quite mature.
Texting while talking to somebody is a slap in the face. In other words, what they say drives them insane is they're talking, as you and I are talking, phone rings, hold on. They feel they're being ignored.
Of course.
That gets back to acknowledging that the person is
attention.
there. Pay attention and acknowledge the person.
That's right.
Leave the room, they say, to engage in cell phone conversations. Don't talk or text while driving, period. Use headphones to play your laptops when you're in a public place. Tune out the incessant buzz of trivial facts pouring in from every source possible. Become more in tune with yourself. With technology, rules of speech are changing and they're mutated. Words that entail exaggerated circumstances are being used for the most mundane occurrences. Words like epic, obsessed, crazy, overused. That's true with Twitter. You know, you are limited to 140 characters. You don't even spell correctly anymore or form a sentence. Don't answer cell phones when you're with others, and realize that technology is a convenience. It is not a necessity. These are from young people. Don't use your cell phone in the subway. No need to scream into the phone, laugh hysterically, or repeat yourself 5 times because of the poor reception. And please take that Bluetooth off of your ear. So that's their take on technology. We've got some more really delightful ones that go on. In essence, they say friendship is as valuable as money. Chew with your mouth closed. Be a student of life. Adapt with civility. We need to live with purpose. We need to connect, to seek common ground. This is easier than it sounds. We build barriers. This is not how we're meant to live. Be humorous. It brightens up the mood, brings people closer to one another. Require everyone, here's a good one, require everyone to work at least 6 months in the service industry. What they're saying here is respect the person who brings you that water.
That's right.
The janitor who lets you in, who's working that whole building all night and making it nice and clean for you. Don't ignore these people. Don't swear in public, they say. Respect bike lanes. Learn to be friendly. Let's see. Pick up at least 5 pieces of trash a day. And as we know, the kids at Berkeley, they're very cool. They're not goody-goody two-shoes. These are thoughtful kids. Move to the back of the bus. Be cognizant of the amount of energy you're using on a daily basis. Be mindful of transitional pedestrian spaces, stairs, escalators, elevators, revolving doors. Keep moving for at least 5 seconds to clear a path for anyone who may be following close behind you. It is courteous and it's safe. Understand those cultural differences. Ma'am is not reserved for old women. Many foreigners don't know the American tipping system. Don't expect the rest of the world to speak English. Be creative. Think creatively. Remember, you don't always have to remember, you don't always know enough to tell people how to handle their lives. Keep with the flow. Respect foot traffic etiquette. Don't pause unnecessarily. If somebody wishes to walk faster, let them pass. Clean up after yourself in coffee shops, retail store dressing rooms. Clean up after your dog. Common pet-visited areas should provide receptacles for animal waste. Keep your distance. The fact I can hear someone breathing means they're too close. And let me just finish up with this one. City life throws a proverbial curveball in any given day. Learning to improvise in modern life is necessary to successful living. Things seldom go according to plan. Don't take it personally. If one maintains the mindset that the proverbial deck is not stacked against him, then things become a lot more bearable.